You have to listen to me. The only reason you want to kill him is because you hate Kirk Michaels, right?
That's right, honey. I've hated him for 10 years.
Well, the man you hate is dead. Kirk Michaels is dead.
Oh, sure. That's what the cops would like us to believe.
The police were telling you the truth. Kirk was shot and killed during the escape attempt.
She's just stalling, Frankie.
No, I swear to you. You're taking your revenge out on the wrong man. Please. Please, let me talk to him. And then you'll understand.
All right, go ahead. Talk to him.
Frankie.
Shut up. I want to hear this.
Kirk, please listen to me and just try to understand what I'm going to say. Your name isn't Kirk Michaels.
It isn't.
We lied to you. All of us. Oh, I believed it at first. I wanted to believe it so badly. But my father... We all tried to make you into somebody that you aren't. You aren't Kirk Michaels. Your name is Draper Scott.
Scott. Draper Scott.
See, I wanted my husband back again. I wanted him back so much that I convinced myself that you really were Kirk. I didn't know he was dead. I fooled myself as much as I fooled you.
Frankie, what the hell are they talking about?
I don't know.
Everyone thinks that Draper Scott is dead. But it's Kirk who's dead. He died 9 years ago. You're alive. And you've got to let him live. The man you hate is dead. This man didn't do you any harm. You can't kill him. You just can't. To remember what happened to Draper Scott. You must have heard about him.
Yeah, I heard about the guy. There was some kind of murder case.
He killed his mother-in-law, right?
No, it was some other woman. She confessed to it. Her name was Nola Madison.
Yeah, that's right, the movie star.
Draper Scott was convicted, and he was sent to prison. Only the train he was traveling on never reached the penitentiary. It was wrecked at Grand Falls. Now, you must have heard of it. It was in every newspaper in the country.
No, I don't pay that much attention to the news.
Well, I remember. Scott was killed in the wreck.
No, he wasn't. Somehow he escaped, and he made it to our house in Evansville. Only he had some kind of a head injury in the wreck, and he couldn't remember who he was.
You're telling me the truth?
Yes, Kirk, it's the truth. I'm so sorry I didn't tell you before. I got you into this whole mess. It's all my fault.
Go on, honey. Let's hear the rest of this fairy tale.
You don't believe me?
Keep trying.
Well, I hadn't seen Kirk in 10 years, just as you hadn't. And, well, he looks like 10. Kirk could have looked 10 years later.
Come on, Frankie, let's get this over with, huh?
Shut up. Let the girl talk.
I thought he was Kirk for the same reason you did.
You called him my name, baby. I heard you.
My father knew who he was right away. He saw his picture in the newspaper, only... they ran his picture in the paper every day for a week. He just didn't want to tell me. He didn't want to spoil things for me.
No. The fingerprints. He proved it to me.
No, it was just a lie, just another lie. They were fakes. Daddy took a set of your own prints while you were asleep.
So, then what happened?
I wanted my husband back again. I wanted him back so badly that even when I learned the truth, I couldn't tell him anything. I wanted him to go on believing that he was my husband, even though he was someone else's.
Someone else?
What do you think, Frank? I mean, what if it's true?
So what if it is? We still can't let him go.
Oh, isn't that Scott guy some kind of big shot lawyer?
Yes, he is a very important lawyer. And he's a friend of the police chief. If you don't let us go, if you kill him, they'll never stop looking for you.
Look, Terry, I couldn't believe that suicide pact story if he hadn't her husband.
No, they won't.
Look, you have our money. Why don't you just let us go?
What are we gonna do, Frankie? I mean, if she's telling the truth.
Who says she is? She could just be making this up to get out of this mess.
Yeah, but what are we gonna do to find out for sure? Oh, hey, wait a minute. I got an idea. I'll be right back.
Where are you going?
Just don't do anything until I get back.
Maybe it's all for the best. I mean, Emily Michaels and that mystery man husband of hers, at least they'll be out of your life now. You're gonna take that.
Oh, I still can't consider it good, Logan. I liked Emily. I always thought that, well, that she was being sincere with me.
Well,
Oh, do you want a drink? Looks like Molly left us something.
oh, sure. Brandy, something for you?
Fine.
Before we get off this, though, I don't want you to think that I felt she was insincere. I just didn't know for sure what she was doing.
Well, I want you to keep in mind that Emily never took anything from me. That money was a down payment on a house she decided not to buy, so legally the money was still hers.
That's true. I wasn't thinking of it that way. Something I ought to tell you. I talked to Chief Mallory about all this.
You did what? You brought in the police? Why?
Because I felt he should know about it. Look, he's not going to put out an APB or anything like that. I mean, there's no criminal charges against the Michaels.
Oh, if anything, criminals are getting in trouble. Why don't you sit down?
Something else, another little project of mine in the works I probably ought to tell you about, too.
What is this, True Confessions? Or tell me what it is.
Sort of. I got a fingerprint card, very official fingerprint card, with a complete set of prints for supposedly Kirk Michaels from Emily Michaels.
What on earth is Emily holding a set of fingerprints around for?
Well, you know how sentimental some people get. She didn't have a decent picture of Kirk,
Logan.
so... I'm sorry, it's very strange explanation. She told me that her father obtained this set of prints so that they could find out for sure Kirk Michaels was who they claimed he was.
I don't understand.
I don't understand it either. Anyhow, we knew for a fact that Kirk Michaels was dead, so I thought we'd better run a check on these prints and see whose they were.
Well, how do you do that?
Well, we send them off to the NCIC computer in Washington. They're able to match prints very, very quickly. The only problem is the prints that you're looking for have to be on file in that computer.
Which means that Emily's husband, or whoever this man is, has to have a criminal record.
Exactly.
Logan, I really don't think it all matters anymore. I'm sure Emily and whoever are out of town by now.
Maybe. Then again, maybe not. Any rate, we're going to find out who this person is, perhaps as early as tonight.
I do believe I need to freshen this.
Hope no, I don't think so.
I've got it.
Thank you. I hope you don't mind. I asked Eric Mallory to call me here later this evening if any of that information comes through.
Oh, no, of course I don't.
Wasn't sure whether it'd come through quite this fast, but if it does.
I told you it doesn't matter to me. I'm sure the two of them are out of town, which means that my house is empty again.
Well, maybe I ought to just buy that house from you. It might come in handy if I win my custody suit. Jamie
Did
would
I
love
hear
it
you
then.
say if?
Oh, sorry. Mustn't think negatively. Everybody keeps telling me that, especially Cliff.
Don't mention that name.
Why?
The name of Cliff Nelson gives me a stomach ache. Him and his wonderful ideas that usually backfire, the latest of which was that social worker.
You're being too hard on him. Wasn't that bad an idea? I mean, that's the kind of information that a court requires in a case like this. Objective facts about the well-being of the child.
Objective facts? When you talk about Raven, I'll lay you 3-to-1 odds she knew about that woman coming, and I'll also bet you that Cliff is the one who told her.
I really don't think so. I think the woman she was expecting was her mother. Her mother's in town now. You know that.
I know, got in this morning.
That's what I understand. What I don't understand is why she seems to have turned against Geraldine.
Raven.
Well, yeah, Raven. Of course, we discern the subtle hand of Raven behind all this, but it's still a mystery.
Oh, boy, excuse me.
After all, I mean, Nadine Scott would believe anything Geraldine said over anything that Raven said, so why all of a sudden are mother and daughter thick as thieves, all reconciled? Doesn't
It
make
just
any sense.
infuriates me. Every time I hear about another one of Raven's victories, you do realize, don't you, that she is walking into that courtroom with all the ammunition.
She's got the big guns on her side, that's for sure.
And you have nothing, Logan. Do you realize that you have nothing and you won't call me as a witness?
Told you about that. I can't change my mind.
What do you mean you can't?
Well, I mean, I won't call you to the stand. That's about all there is to that, really.
It isn't all there is to it. I've suspected there's been more for a long time. Why don't you just tell me what it is?
Would you mind very much if we dropped this
No,
subject?
I won't drop the subject. Not until you tell me why you won't call me as a witness.
Okay. All right. I made a deal with Raven.
What kind of a deal?
A deal, you know, compromise. I made a concession, she made a concession, a deal.
And you conceded calling me as a witness in your custody trial. No, I'm sorry, I won't accept that. You're too good a lawyer.
Well, I hope you're going to be able to live with it, because I made a promise and I can't go back on it.
What did Raven concede? Oh, now, obviously, that is something that you will not tell me.
No, I can't.
Well, I won't need these in the hospital. Because I hate the whole idea of it. I've always loathed hospitals. Even you were born at home, you know.
Well, no wonder I'm such a homebody.
I refuse the same suggestion from so many doctors in London. Jeremy Stewart is a very persuasive man.
Mother, I'm sure everything's going to work out for the best. It's probably nothing more than a small virus.
That small virus has kept me in constant pain for 6 months. Well, guess that does it. Oh, well, who knows? Maybe my friend Geraldine is right. Maybe it's all psychosomatic.
Your ex-friend, you mean?
Yes.
Mother, are you allowed to have an after-dinner drink?
No, thank you.
Tell me something. Is there any truth in this gossip that Geraldine's spreading about Ansel and you?
I prefer not to discuss it, Raven.
Of course.
What I would really like to do is to see my little grandson.
Sure. I'll bring him right out. Jamie, grandmother wants to see you. Here he is.
Oh, hello, Jamie, darling. Hello.
Mommy. Isn't he gorgeous? Come on, Jamie. Give her one of those $1 million smiles. Yes.
Oh, you are so precious, Jamie.
Yes.
There you go.
You play with your truck?
Now, Raven, tell me about this custody trial. Is there the slightest chance that Logan will win?
Of course not. Why on earth would he?
Well, you and I both know that he is Jamie's natural father.
Well, that's true. And he certainly made sure the whole world knows about it. You know, he's gotten some proof of paternity papers from the court. And he's probably had them bronzed and put on his wall.
But he has no real claim against you.
He certainly doesn't. No judge in his right mind would take a baby away from his mother. Jamie has been with me for a few months, and anyone can see how happy he is.
He certainly looks well. You're obviously taking very good care of him, Raven.
You should talk to his nurse, Mrs. Wong. You know, she's an expert on child care. She even has a degree from a university, and she is very well paid for what she does, believe me.
Raven, when you visited London, I had the distinct impression that you were there to stay.
Well, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was very confused because of the fight that Logan and I had.
You never told me what that fight was about.
Well, it was just an ordinary marital fight, I guess. I was very angry at him because he was neglecting me and Jamie while he was running for DA's office. And then he turned around and accused me of a bunch of lies.
And if you had stayed in England, what about Jamie?
Well, I would have sent for him, of course. I couldn't have left my little baby all by himself. No, not my precious little baby. I would never leave him. He's my whole life right now.
It's not exactly an ideal life for a baby, is it? A child needs two parents.
Yes, that's true. Mother, if you won't tell anyone, Jamie's going to have two parents.
What?
Yes, you have to swear to secrecy because nobody knows this, but I have met a man. I've met a man that I am absolutely crazy about, and we are unofficially engaged.
Well, 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 this is news.
Yes, I'm very excited. You'll adore him, too. He's not like any other man I've ever met before. Well, of course, he's very attractive, and he's very strong and very stable. He is like a rock of Gibraltar.
And what does this rock of Gibraltar do?
Well, he has a very important job. As important as the district attorney. As a matter of fact, he is the chief of police.
I knew Bill Marceau had retired, but I never did hear anything about his replacement.
Well, of course, he's a lot younger than Bill Marceau. His name is Derek Mallory, and the good thing is you are going to meet him tonight.
I am?
Yes, he should be here pretty soon, as a matter of fact, and he's very anxious to meet you. Only one thing, though. You probably shouldn't say anything about this engagement, because I am legally married to Logan, and probably wouldn't be proper to say anything about our marriage yet, right?
Calvin.
Yeah. Well, what's it look like? Am I getting any better?
Well, you keep this up, you'll be ready for your first public appearance.
Hey, no kidding.
At the policeman's ball.
No, thank you. I think that's the last place in the world I want to trip the Life Fantastic, kiddo. I think my only public performance is going to be right here in the studio.
You mean your cop buddies still don't know what you do, right?
No, only Deborah, and she's signed an oath in blood.
So you're ashamed of it, is that it?
Look, man, I am not ashamed of anything, and I wish you'd quit saying that.
Well, if you weren't concerned about it, you'd tell the world.
Wiley, you don't seem to understand. It is the world I am concerned about. Some of those guys I have to share a locker room with.
Yeah, I know. They don't understand. They think that you're not doing what a cop should be doing.
Man, would you get off it? I keep coming back here, don't I?
The minute you bring a whole bunch of boys in blue to watch your stuff, then I'll believe it.
Wiley, you know, I'm beginning to think you are really hung up on this subject. You know that? Man, you must have taken one hell of a beating from your old man.
You're right. I'm sorry. Come anytime, with or without your cop friends.
It's okay. It'll be without. Except for this one. Hi, Red.
Hi.
You just missed one hell of a workout with Detective Stone. He's getting very good.
Oh, well, thank you to you.
I see some people need help. Excuse me.
Oh.
You almost ready to go?
Yeah. I think I've had enough. I just gotta change clothes. So what's with you? You're looking pretty down today.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just thinking about this Larry Watts, Dick Wilson, whatever his name is. It just bothers me that we let Emily Michaels go off with him. You know?
Why? She seems to be acting of her own volition.
He's an associate of Kirk Michaels.
The late Kirk Michaels.
Yeah, well, see, that's what bothers me, Calvin. I mean, why is he with her? What does he want from her? It just puzzles me.
Red, haven't you got enough crime to solve? Yeah, are you gonna spend time trying to solve puzzles, too?
Yeah. I ran a make on the guy. You know, he's still living in Monticello. He doesn't have any arrests or convictions, though. I don't know. I found out where he's working.
Yeah? Where?
Guess what he does for a living? He is a handyman at an amusement park.
Where the hell is he? What does he think he's doing?
I got it.
You got what? Where the hell were you?
Hey, relax, Frank. I just wanted to talk to Jake Leftwell before he got too drunk to talk.
Who's Jake Leftwell?
He's the old guy that runs the Penny Arcade. He's got a whole room full of old newspapers and junk.
Is that where you got this rag?
That's right. I figured he'd have some old Monticello news. Take a look at it.
Attorney Draper Scott accused of murdering wife's mother. Say, he does look very much like that guy.
That's what I thought when I saw him. It's him, Frankie. She was telling the truth.
There. You see? You have to let us go now. You just have to.
Wait a minute. This other picture, the woman, that's not her.
No, it's not me.
Let me look at it.
Better untie him, but watch him. Okay, baby face. Take a look at it. Do you recognize yourself? Well?
He's in a trance, Frankie. The guy's out of his tree.
Attorney Draper Scott. His wife's mother. It's me. It's me. His wife's. His wife. His wife. Oh, dear God. It's April.